Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and here's a pretty neat logo. It looks like they're actually folding over on themselves. Very easy to make, just a few steps. And I've left this up, and if you pause your video and take a screenshot of that, that's what you're kind of going after, and you can do the same thing for this. So we need to take a polygon tool and have a six-sided polygon. Hold down the control and hit P, put it in the center of the page, a little bit big, so let's size it down. And then we need to make it because now it's in the center, let's put it in the center. Corel's telling us that the center of the triangle is here, but it's actually here. Then go and contour to the outside 2 inches. Immediately go and break the contour apart because it'll give you trouble later. Now we need to take a line, and it's almost easier to go from that tip to that tip and just get it really close. That's pretty good. Now we need to take a ellipse and make it 2 inches because that's going to take up our gap. And then just place it in here, and you want it placed on that line. And we need to draw one more line in just a second once we kind of get this plate. I've got my nudge factor set on 0.001 because I want that line right on. And you can see I'm not on that line. So let's nudge that down a little bit to be right on that line. It's going to be a little bit off at an angle, but it doesn't really matter. It's a drawing. And then get these right on those lines. And you could test them now at this time because if you delete more of the circle, you're not there yet. So I'm just going to left arrow key over a little bit more. Not working yet. I'm going to down arrow key and over a little bit. And then you could test this with your, I'm not doing a very good job here. Let's go over quite a bit and down. And then that's too much, but you can see what I'm doing now. I'm getting that effect. Probably need to go up a little bit because we're going to use that top. Then take a 2-point line at pretty much any angle. Just get right on that ellipse. Now, I've only done this once, so I need to look at that. We can delete all this other stuff to be less confusing. And we want this part there, so we can delete that. We want, well, maybe we have to keep that and delete this. There we go. And let's even look, I've only done this once. So we want that curvature, but we want the straight line part. So go ahead and take your virtual segment delete key and delete. That's what we want right there. It's a little bit off, right there. So we could take our, just delete one of those. I'm going to delete the other line. You got to remember it's a drawing, and then take a 2-point line and put it about right there, holding down the control button. Then take our rectangle tool again. Not a rectangle, or a polygon tool again, and make a 3-sided triangle. Now, it would have helped if I would have contoured 3 lines or twice, then we'd have a center. But we can rotate that guy and get it close enough. You really want this in the center. That looks like almost a 45-degree angle, but you can nudge this over a little bit. Kind of get it in the center. We're good enough for the video anyway. And delete this. If you didn't break the contour bar, you couldn't have deleted that. Now take the Smart Fill tool and fill this in with, so we got a leak. Our leak's got to be down in here somewhere because I'm pretty sure that's not going to be leaking. That shouldn't really cause a leak. Let's try the Smart Fill tool again. Well, got a big leak somewhere. Maybe it's right in here. That's probably what it is. I got this other second line. Sometimes a second line will do you more damage than you think. Remember, I just wasn't dead on. All right, now we need to figure out where the leak is. So we're going to take a couple of 2-point lines and draw them. Fill this in. This is a good test anyway. So that doesn't leak and that doesn't leak. So the leak is down here somewhere. So let's back up here. Let's take another 2-point line and go this way, see where our leak is. Leaks are going to be right in here, as you can see. So back up where you don't have any colors. We can go ahead and take away these lines we drew. We don't need them up here anymore. But we got a leak somewhere. It's got to be on this curve. I don't see it. I don't see that leak. I don't think that's gonna, that couldn't really leak and hurt us. This could be the culprit, but I don't understand how it would be really leaking. Let's take the shape tool. Let's just move that over for just a second. Take the smart fill tool, fill it in. So there's our leak. So we can back up. You know, a lot of people comment that I don't redo my videos, if I make a mistake, because that's a learning curve right there in itself. Then take your smart fill tool and set it on black. And there we go. Now, hold down the shift key and select the red and go up to object and group. And then this is why we wanted to center it, why it was so important. So let's go Control D and make a duplicate. Move the center rotation to the center and rotate it. If you notice your rotation is going this way, so we need 120 degrees, so we're going to go 240. Control D, and we're done. Then just take away your outline by right-clicking no line. Now the lines are actually still there, so you could go to View and Wireframe and you could see the lines are still there. But for printing purposes and stuff, the lines shouldn't print because they're not really there. Now, I don't like the way that came out. So let's, because we haven't moved our rotation, I'm going to just make it a little bit better. I'm going to take this red part and just manually, okay, we have to ungroup it for just a second. Manually put a little curve to this. I'm thinking the smoothing tool set on like 2 inches and just smooth this out just ever so slightly. Oh man, that looks a lot better. Then we don't need those lines anymore, but we need to group this together. Control G, Control D to duplicate it and move the rotation to the center. That's why getting the first thing in the center, so 240 degrees, Control D, that's a pretty cool logo. Take away your indexing lines. You could do a lot with this. So I think the curvature helped us a lot. You could actually curve it a little bit more, but it all depends on what you're looking for. So if you want to follow along and try that, this is really what you want. So you could, take a screenshot of that and import it into Corel. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.